Hello, and welcome once again to the Healing Train podcast with Rania. And today I have a big surprise for you. I am on location in Athens, Greece, hence the view that you will be watching today in my conversation with my special guest. Come on in and listen. Today I am joined by a special guest, Nikos. Is that good to call you Nikos?
Yeah, you have to call me Nikos. Yes,
I have to. Okay, cool. I think it's a very common name for a Greek name.
yes, it is indeed.
Well, I'm happy that you're here on the show with me. You and I go way back, but we'll get into that later. But for now, look at that view. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's amazing.
I think this is by far one of the best on site recordings for me. So I'm very happy that you have me here in your country hosting this and recording this episode. Thank you. Nikos, you have a story, all right? Like many of us, we have a story, and your story needs to be told. Someone out there needs to hear what is possible when it seems impossible. Please share with us the story behind the person that is sitting right here next to me.
Yeah, the truth is that my story needs to be told. Yeah, I have survived from 6 operations to the brain. I'll be standing here with you, even if I had minimal probabilities of surviving. So, at the age of 21, I was diagnosed after a seizure I had with an arteriovenous malformation. It's called. I won't get into much detail. So I had to choose the road to take to get this thing out of my brain. So I chose embolizations, and it was a long process. I had to change my whole life and take this long process so I can heal from this thing. So on the second embolization is where everything went wrong. After the embolization, I had a severe bleed on my brain. I fell in a coma. After that, I had a swelling in the brain. I undergone a craniotomy to get the swelling out. I was still in a coma. After I had a hematoma, another bleed, where my lobectomy also occurred. Still on a coma. I was 17 days in a coma and 1 month in a hospital without mental awareness. The first probability doctors gave was 0.1 chance of surviving or half an hour. There was a 0.001 probability of functioning my left side again and be able to walk. But I crossed over all of that stuff. I went back to my home with heavy medication, 3 nurses taking care of me without mental awareness, heavy physiotherapy, completely new me without awareness, mental, just a baby boy inside an adult's body. Yes. Fresh, new, but without awareness. And it all came back to me out of a sudden after I had a walk with somebody else, of course, because I wasn't taking walks alone. And a dog barked at me. I was scared the hell out of me. And it was a moment this bark switched me on, and everything came back. It was the moment I start questioning what's going on, who am I, where am I, why am I here, why I'm not studying. I was 21 years old and I was living in a different city. And they start to telling me everything, my parents, of course, and my family who witness the whole recovery. But after that also I was diagnosed with a severe post-traumatic stress disorder. And also after the craniotomy, I had to undergo for plastic surgery. I had replaced the skull with a graft. There were some issues also there, minor. Finally, I got out of there with some scratches and some visual problems, like nothing, minor things. If you think that I had like 30 minutes of life, and I'm still studying here with you in Athens, talking. We know each other from 2018, it's 2017, where it's 2025. Yes, it's a miracle. Even doctors said that they witnessed a miracle.
Hence, I say the impossible became possible.
Yes, that's exactly that.
And I think it's perfect that we're actually here in this ancient civilization. Like Greek is one of the most ancient civilizations, and a lot of people, when they look at all the structures that are around, they think of it as an impossible, but then it was possible because it was built. So I mean, I'm just like connecting the dots here and
Yes,
saying,
like
wow,
getting the point. I didn't think of it. Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
right. A lot of people look at these structures and say, wow, how did they build that? Right. In a way, some people think, how is that even possible? Right. And in our lives, we live it day by day. There are many things that may seem impossible, and in your case it was woof, wow, like that's a story of life and death.
It
That's a
is.
story of survival. It's a story of resilience. It's a story from coming back and starting fresh, like you said, right? There were so many obstacles along the journey. It was not easy. I mean, you just told us, however, 20 years of life in just few sentences in the last 5 minutes you've been speaking, but that doesn't explain half of what you had to go through. And we're talking mentally, emotionally, physically,
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't easy. It was quite hard, but I'm still alive. It's what also tattooed in my hand. I'm here alive. Doesn't care if I had like zero point 0.1 to survive, 0.001 to walk again.
Hmm.
I'm standing still here alive. I'm alive.
Thank God for that. But you know, Nikos, right now we're talking with so much positivity, right? But in our circle, we don't always hear positive words. Sometimes we hear negative words. Sometimes we hear people telling us that it is impossible because they're looking at statistics, they're looking at science, they're looking at whatever it is, whatever the profession is. It could be doctors, it could be family members, it could be your friends who they think they know. And unfortunately, this can affect us negatively, right? If someone discourages us based on their perceptions and they impose their perceptions on us, and that's sometimes it's not what we need to hear because we're already fighting a battle that is so heavy, and on top of it, instead of getting the right support, we get the people who are unintentionally sometimes and unconsciously, they think that they're trying to help us not be disappointed or whatever. So they give us this advice and they make these phrases and statements that actually has a negative effect. So I'm gonna ask you if there's anything that you may recall, any phrases or statements that people in your life had said to you during that period of time when you were going through those challenges that perhaps affected you in some way, negatively, positively I should say, or how you turned it around. I mean, share with us.
First of all, I want to say that you cannot compare with anyone during your life. No one can play your role better than you. And we have this tendency of comparing one to each other. So I cannot be compared with no one. You can only be compared with someone who has been through your own way of life, and that person doesn't exist. So don't compare yourself. And yes, I heard a lot of phrases like "it's impossible," first and foremost, which I kind of believed it, but it was possible, or I made it possible. And sometimes they try to minimize what happened to me and just say, "Let it go," but it's not that simple. You need positive acceptance, not being a victim of what happened. See the positive you can get out of it.
I want to interrupt you there for a second. I love that you said positive acceptance because acceptance can have more than one meaning depending on who's saying it and the intention behind why there's someone saying accept it in a negative way, as in like, oh well, just accept it, whatever happened, like don't even do anything about it, just like sit in your corner and cry, just accept it. Or accept it, which is what you said, positively accept it, as in like, what does it mean to you, positively acceptance?
See the benefits you can get out of it. Like what I used to say is that I learned more about life being in a pleasant situation than being in a pleasant situation.
Through the challenges, pretty much.
Yes, it made me a better person. So that is a positive acceptance for me. I didn't just accept what happened
Hmm.
and let it go and move on. I get out of there stronger. There were so many challenges through this whole phase of my life. Yeah, I had some heavy drawbacks. It was during my studies. I had to stop my studies, take it over again, like from the beginning, from scratch. I had to say to myself, like, this is your new Nikos. It was Nikos until 21 years of age, and then you're starting a new life. Take it from the beginning. So I started learning new things, reading popular sciences, see how the brain functions, neurosciences. I got to know how the brain functioning. So I got to understand what's and how's new Nikos, how to make better decisions. And what I learned is that what doesn't kill you is make you stronger. As we used to say, it's a cliche, but it's so true. And I'm a living proof and creature of that doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Being in this new state, earning new knowledge, combining with my previous knowledge, and coming out stronger, much stronger, and moving on to life, alive. Because I can always imagine, even though I don't have memories from back then, I have just simple images that that's why have some tattoos on me, that you have to remember that these were your possibilities of being alive, of working again. It's a miracle that you are alive. Live your second chance on life and take advantage of it, because it's a huge gift, especially for me to have a second chance on life after the first one. So I have to take out the most of it. And as we say in Greek, I don't know, in English, squeeze life, this sense. And I think I'm doing it. I have managed to travel all over the world, mostly alone, meeting new people, experiencing new things. I moved on with my studies. I'm trying to get some jobs, decent jobs. You know, I have some issues with that, but okay, that's another topic. So I think what I get is the most out of my life, and I'm moving on, saying thank God because I'm alive, and just be present here, being thankful for what I have been to and what's here to come.
I love that. I love the gratitude part about it, recognizing what you endured, and like you said, taking the benefit of what happens and having that as a positive acceptance, as the term that you used. I love that. And moved on. So let's talk about some of the fun things that you got to do after your recovery.
Fun things. Part that I ended up competing to Greece's Master Chef out of completely luck. So I can communicate all these things that we're talking about and raise awareness, dealing with healing process. So I managed to do a lot of things after my recovery. Oh, it's a constant recovery for me. I had my master's degree, even though nobody ever believed that I will get my bachelor's degree.
I thought it was impossible.
Yeah, but it was possible for me also to move on and have a master's degree. I managed to believe in myself where where nobody ever believed in me. So that's the fun part for me.
For
Also,
you, it's fun, but for some people, like, that's fun. The
also,
idea of fun, I guess, is
yeah,
different for to different people,
yes,
right? But for you, that's fun because it's almost like your play. It's play for you, right? It's a challenge. It's a
Yes.
play, and you're trying to figure all this out. It's fun.
Even if I spoke before about traveling, it's how we met, right? Wasn't that fun?
It was a lot of fun. Should we talk about our story?
Yeah.
Let's see. It was, what was it? 2017.
17.
Yeah, we were trying to figure that one out. I was on a yoga retreat in Greece on an island, and you joined a boat trip.
Yeah, I
that
was visiting my
ended up.
cousin on
Yeah.
this island,
Okay.
and
Yeah, we just like randomly met on this boat trip, and you're a photographer, you take good photos, and we connected because I had my camera and I was still
yeah,
trying to figure it out, and you're like, no, you should take the picture like that. And I was like, okay, you take some pictures of me because I could see that you're really good at taking pictures, so kind of used you there, you know. Yes, no, it was fun. We really had a fun time.
yes,
We really enjoyed each other's company, and we come from different backgrounds, different countries, but yet somehow, some way, our friendship was maintained, and because it was a like a mutual um, desire, we both put in the effort.
we managed to be like soulmates, right?
Okay,
I kind of feel that way.
okay, all right.
We shared our stories, our experiences, and we connected our souls.
I can see that. We're having a moment right now,
Yeah,
and it's being recorded, and everyone's gonna hear it. And here we are, years later. I'm visiting this beautiful place
from Canada.
Yeah, the point is that we maintained our friendship, and we're here recording this episode in this beautiful view that you chose this place. And oh my God, thank you for finding this gorgeous rooftop that we're on right now. And we're having this beautiful conversation early morning in Greece.
Isn't this fun? For me, it's very fun, on a sense that it's very, how to call it in English, be honest right now. But it's a moment of clarity, like we met after so many years. You started your podcast career. We found out that I can be part of the podcast, so I can share my experience, share some thoughts. Isn't that great? Even what we experienced last night on the metro. Do you remember?
Yes.
Another hell of a story.
I mean, we can give a background story because you were like, what the hell happened in the metro now? No, seriously, we were just talking and we did not pay attention to the stops. We did not hear any announcements. We did not see any people walking in and out. We were just so into the conversation that we were having, which I think was maybe 5 minutes, right? Like it wasn't a long ride, but we did not. You just looked to say, what station are we at? To figure out where we're gonna get off. And you're like, oh, that's the station we have to get off. And it's as if like we were in a different world, different timeline.
Completely.
And then we just boom, we came back, and it was our stop. Thank God we didn't miss our stop. I mean,
back to the reality. Yes,
yeah,
for me
back
it was
to
like
reality.
paranormal, and I know you felt the same way, and it was so strange.
Oh, I'm trying to find a scientific explanation
Yes.
to it. Since
I
last
don't know.
night, I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, okay, maybe we weren't paying attention. Like we were
Probably,
so
but
involved in what we were saying that it was just you and I in that moment. People were around us, but we didn't see anyone or nothing. Nothing. We just anyway, more fun things to talk about. There's one question I wanted to ask you. Why do you feel, and I do want to underline feel here, not think. I want you to go with the heart, not with the mind. That you experienced what you experienced in your life. I know you've said earlier that there's a benefit to everything. And I want to like tie it together now after we talked about the fun things and all of the lessons that you've learned. Why do you experience that?
okay. First of all, it wasn't easy. It's still not easy. There are some minor issues, as I mentioned before. But I feel I experienced this in my life in order to be able to inspire others, to share this story like I'm doing right now, like I did on MasterChef, and it reached out some people. They texted me all the time. I even found a guy in France. He texted me I had exactly the same problem. It's called AVM. It's the acronym for arteriovenous malformation.
Mhm.
On the same side of the brain, and he contacted me like it's the first guy I ever find. It's the same for me, and we are still friends. This is another funny part.
Wow.
This happened to me in order to inspire others to reach out to them. They are telling me this all the time, and it was meant to be to me because I could handle it. I could survive out of it because there were minor probabilities, not in the easy way, but I could. And so now I can be more open to people, take out their feedback, give also mine, and it's a constant recovery, as I say. I learned more about being non-judgmental, about respect, about values, in general, about life. You see, sometimes you have to experience a difficult situation to learn about what life is. It's a completely different me, what I used to be and what I am right now. I'm a completely different person. And the most important, I believe, okay, I'm a better person. Or at least I'm trying to be a better person each day. And that's the most important for me. I'm still healing. I'm still recovering. I will be still healing and be recovering forever. I still try to grow. And it's a process. It's a long process, but the journey is liberating. And again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I believe I got out stronger. And I want to make our people stronger too, stronger than me. So I feel I have like this superpower. It's my superpower. It's what I feel and sense, and I want to able to deliver to other people.
You and I are not very different in that kind of underlying message. Here I am doing this podcast with the intention that I want to change lives, right? I want to make a difference into the world. I want to bring conversations in this platform where it could help someone out there by whatever topic it is I'm talking about on that day. And I want to cover many topics because I know there are many things we need to heal from.
Be very thankful to you, to the universe, God, to everything. If I can even reach one person and can be inspired through my story and gain some strength and be able to move on, even one. Of course, I wish I could inspire more. So that's the point you also picked me for your podcast.
Well, yes, because
To ride the healing train with you.
the healing train for me is something so special. I have no idea where it's taking me, that journey, but I do know that as I show up every day doing these recordings and interviews and topics, it's going to change someone's life, just as you say and you feel. And I just love that we had this conversation and that you were vulnerable and shared your story as we started out this episode in the beginning. And we said everybody has a story, and you shared yours. Just like many of the other guests that I've had on my show, they shared their stories. And as you know, my topic is about toxic relationships and healing from that. So this is a bit different, yet similar to another guest story that was also about resilience and also something that he was born with and he had to overcome. So you're the second one of the same type, but different, and it's a different story. Same but different, right?
Yes.
So I thank you for sharing that, and I thank you for having that desire inside your heart to say I want to make a difference, even if it's just for one person. And I feel that this is the best thing ever, right? We don't know where it's gonna go. But on that note, as we close out this beautiful episode, which I wish we can go on, but we do have to wrap it up, from the healing journey that you've been on, and we're talking physically, emotionally, mentally, what kind of words of encouragement. I'm not going to tell you to give advice because,
I
nobody should be
cannot
giving
give.
any advice. You said at the beginning, no one can be compared to
Yes,
another, right? Everyone has their own story, their own personality, circumstances, everything. But words of encouragement, I think, would be good for someone who is dealing with something, a challenge. It could be medical, it could be just in life, but around the theme of, is it possible? Is it possible? And that's what I want to leave the mic to you to share your last thoughts with us.
it is possible. We are all vulnerable, but you have to trust the healing process. And there is no finish line to cross. It's a process, it's a journey of returning to yourself piece by piece by piece. So, what I would say is to try to be resilient, adapt, and recover from difficult conditions using your mental, emotional, behavioral flexibility to bounce back and continue moving towards your goals or maybe your new goals. Or you can also use external help. Psychotherapy saved my life. Is someone who is a mental health expert. Trust, trust someone expert. Definitely for me, psychotherapy is on top of it. Without psychotherapy, I wouldn't be standing here with you. So rest is part of the process. Take it step by step. Don't rush. And last but not least, it's one of my favorite quotes, is that question everything, especially your own thoughts. And what I've learned and also tattooed in my hand, it's don't believe everything you think. Our mind play tricks on us. We are not our thoughts. We are observers of our thoughts. It's like if we think our mind are like the sky, beautiful sky we have now. So our mind is the sky. Thoughts say some feelings are the weather, clouds, rain, sunshine, storms, whatever. The weather changes, but the sky is always there, unchanging and untouched by the weather and what passes through it. So think yourself as the sky. You have a thought, you're not the thought. You can question these thoughts. You don't have we don't have to act on every thought. Our worth is not dictated by our mental chatter. There are a lot of chats inside our brain. Don't believe everything you think. In conclusion, you are the conscious awareness behind the thinking. You are the one who notices, and that's very powerful. And use it as your superpower.
Well, I'm sitting here to a superhero, and
Okay.
you're. and
Not metal advice, but okay. I consider for me like this my superpower. I made it my superpower, so I can be standing in this obviously cruel world. The world is cruel. You have to survive out of it. I
and
figured out.
that you have done, and so have I, and so have many people who are listening to this podcast or watching us. Many of us are going through our own battles that no one else knows about, and it's all within us. But I just want to close out by saying what an amazing thing for you to say, to question your own thoughts.
Especially your own thoughts. Question everything.
For me, I will expand on that and say something that I always say with my friends and my colleagues, which is to say, where did this come from? Where did this thought come from? Where did this belief come from? Right? And when we talked earlier about people unintentionally, putting you down, thinking that they're helping you, but they're really not, it's coming from their perception. So if they're coming to say to you, that's not going to be possible, my friend, or whatever, right? Ask, where is that statement, that belief is coming from for them.
What's the background, right?
What's the background, right? What experiences did they go through in life that gives them this perception? And with that, they're giving the advice, let's say, with good intention. I'm not saying that it's bad intention. Could very well be good intention, but it's now our responsibility to discern, to be sure that what we're listening to is good for us. We can say thank you for the advice, thank you for, well, your support, whatever. If you think that's support, putting me down, that's okay, cool. But I will decide for myself. So yeah, you question everything. But I love that. I love that.
So I would like to conclude. We are all learners and adapting and growing through challenging experiences. So try to adapt. We are learners and observers.
Well, I will say we are the creators of our own reality.
Yeah.
And with that, my friend, thank you for this beautiful episode.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you for hosting me in your beautiful country.
Yeah, I'm hosting you in my country, and you're hosting me in your podcast. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
a fair deal.
There you go.
Win-win situation.
So now we're gonna go have some Greek breakfast. Sounds good to you? You already had your coffee.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the beach?
Let's go to the beach.
This show is proudly sponsored by Say It Out Loud GG, led by the inspiring Judith Diaz, an avid change maker and passionate advocate for speaking up and raising awareness. The Healing Train podcast is honored to have her support.